All right, guys, hopefully you all had a Merry Christmas or whatever thing you celebrate or don't celebrate. But I wanted to throw this video out real quick for you guys. Keep up my video a day anyway. And talk about a little story. So, a viewer of the channel, Stewart, sent in this watch here. This is a kind of a one-off build that Crystaltimes did. And occasionally, if you check out some of these parts suppliers, they'll actually build a watch occasionally, whether it be for, what do you call it, like a charity, or sometimes they'll just do limited production runs. I know Namoki's has done it. I'm not sure if DLW or anybody like that has done it, but Crystaltimes did it with this one for sure. But we'll talk about a little bit about the watch and a little bit about the story. So I want to talk about the story first, and then we'll talk about the watch. So, because to me, the story is more important, really. But so Stewart actually responded to a video I did a while ago. I titled it "Getting Burned Out" or something like that. And he had mentioned, well, let me just read what he wrote to me here. So this is what Stewart wrote to me. A few weeks ago, what did he write? A few weeks ago, you published a video titled "Getting Burned Out." I commented that I was pondering about my hobby after two purchases that had gone bad and decided to just enjoy the watches that I have. I'm going to interrupt here and basically say sometimes that's good to do, like if you're forcing things, or if you get these, they're almost like signs that maybe it's time to just slow down and enjoy what you have or do something a little bit different. So I totally get it, Stuart. So he was going to enjoy the watches that he had anyway until the first of the next year, which is next week. But he sent this in a little bit ago. So then he continues on. After watching your channel, I saw a SKX mod that I wanted to build, and then remembered I have a Kickstarter watch coming this month. So he was kind of covered. So then, we all probably do that. Like, you already have some irons in the fire, or you kind of already have something going, or maybe you can start to, piece something together so you can still stay fresh in the hobby. So I'll continue on with the letter. So Crystaltimes sponsored a fundraiser for International Society for Children with Cancer, and that's where this watch comes in. They gave one donor a brand new supercharged blacked out SKX 007 with all Crystaltimes and custom parts installed. So then Stewart made a donation, which would then, so your donation enters yourself into the drawing for this watch, and he ended up winning the drawing. So awesome. It's always fun to win stuff, right? So then he concludes the letter with, sometimes life is strange. After some bad experiences, I now have a beautiful modded SKX, and I still have Aventus on the way. That's that Kickstarter watch he was talking about. I enjoy your channel and didn't know if you would like to review this watch. I have attached some photos. Just let me know. So that's what he wrote to me. I responded to him, and we worked that out so he could send this in. I wanted to see it. I thought it was a really nice story attached to it, and some, keep in mind sometimes how we have to stay fresh in this hobby. So, all right, let's talk about the watch now. So what you have here is their blacked out SKX style case, or CT 700 IP coated case with the drilled lugs, the really nice signed crown with the filled in white part. This is my first look at this chunky bezel. I forget what they call it. I think they're calling it the CT222 Big Grip. And I have to say, I wasn't sure about looking at pictures at it, but I could see building a watch with this bezel. I actually really like it. I'd like to see it in the polished version. And then it has like a blacked out Yacht Master style bezel insert. And then of course, the NH35 or whatever's in it. The handset, like a ladder style handset there, and a full blacked out dial, blacked out chapter ring with indices or markers, excuse me. It has like a 60 click bezel, but it's tight. It's really good, and it lines up and everything. So it's a really well built watch overall. I'm pretty impressed. So double dome sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, all that stuff. So Stewart kind of broke down what he thinks the build actually consists of. So if you look right here, you got the CT700, and then, he puts prices on it. Basically, if you add up all the parts, he concludes that these parts, if he's correct with everything that he picked, and it looks like it is, it should be about a $400, retail price build, not including the labor You know what I mean? So it was a good win on his part, and really it goes to show you that you can build a pretty one-off sick modded watch. And I've pointed this out many times in videos in the past, for around $400, you know, versus, you know, a bone stock SKX, you can build yourself something pretty special. And now there's, with all these mod companies, there's even more and more dials and hands and all these other options. Here it is next to the 5KX, which I'll be playing with this guy soon. I'm gonna I already actually started ordering parts for this. I ordered a bracelet for that, so I'll be doing some videos on that. I know I haven't been doing much in the mod videos, but really seeing them and talking to people that are into the mods and everything like that, it kind of gets me fired up for them again. So let me pop this guy on wrist real quick. Of course, I was wearing my titanium square, if you were wondering. I honestly, you know, talking to all you guys, but to Stewart too, I'm kind of at that point right now in the hobby myself where I kind of want to maybe take back a little bit and enjoy some of the watches that I have, and maybe even start to like enjoy, you know, wear at least for a day or two or something like that, watches that get sent in, you know, and experience them a little bit. So I did pop this one on the time grapher, which is not my favorite thing to do with Seiko movements, and it is running at a +20, but all the other numbers look really good. So you got to remember, these Seiko movements, when you start varying the positions and everything like that, they really start to kind of balance out as far as like wearing an actual real world accuracy. They usually perform pretty well. So let me close you out with a lume shot of this guy, because I think that's lume filled actually. So I'm not expecting a ton of lume on the handset and the dial, because a lot of the aftermarket stuff seems like it's still kind of catching up. It doesn't look too bad, but you can see there's some inconsistencies. Like over here at the 9 o'clock position, it's not as bright. And then yes, you do have the lumed crown. That's my biggest gripe right now with a lot of the aftermarket stuff, and I know they're going to catch up as soon as they start using some better C3 or BGW9 or C3X1 or something like that. They have to get the hands and the dials. They have to use the better lume, and then us modders will be 100% happy. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on tomorrow's vid for sure. And big thanks to Stewart for sharing his story with us and sharing this watch with us. I'll catch you on the next vid.